You don't want to be heard in public.
Yeah. Hey, did you notice, Lauren, how small Johnny's fingers are? He's got really tiny hands. Did you notice that?
Yeah. Well, I'm just gonna let that one go. I'm just gonna let that one go.
Okay. On that note, here, Marcus, sound check.
That was the sound check. I thought.
Okay, that's a new sound check. So, are you ready, folks? Here we go. 3, 2, 1, and welcome into DroneNation for July 15th, 2024. The DJI Action 5 Pro leaks and rumors show here. And sorry for got a little bit of frog in the throat here, hoarse in the throat. I still am recovering from my sickness. I don't cough anymore, but I still sound like I'm, got them husky voice people now, whatever. But we're gonna work our way through. We got plenty of help here tonight. Of course, Marcus is here anchoring the show with me. Now, DeMarco's on a little bit of a personal day here. He is it's his son his birthday, so they're going out to a dinner and a practice, something like that. So be very busy. But Johnny has graciously, accepted the challenge to fill the big shoes of DeMarco Moore tonight.
He's our guest from the Fly for Fun show.
I'm telling you.
Is that a pin?
Marco's a good guy. I miss DeMarco.
But he hopefully returns next week. And from up north, we have our good friend Lauren Donauer, who's still in the men from his medical emergency. He scared us all a couple months ago, but he's doing a lot better these days. Lauren, again, want to tell us a little bit about what's going on with you for the past? It happened in May, right?
Actually, it was May 30th. I had surgery.
May 30th.
Yeah, and basically I had double bypass, and actually I didn't realize it, but it was like that's why I didn't quite feel as good as I should have down at the South Florida drone meetup. I was always tired. I didn't want to do a lot, and amazing what they found out when they decided to check. So,
yeah.
But
so Lauren,
on the men now. So
I got a question. The nurses at the hospital, are they still the same after your stay?
No, actually, there's a few decided to retire after dealing with me.
I was thinking the same thing. I said
we'd be disappointed if it wasn't.
Yeah. Actually,
speaking of hospitals, it's always nice to live near a major city like Calgary. If you get sick, you have the best hospitals right close by.
No,
and Lauren, notice that happened right after you met Marcus. I'm just saying,
Yeah, what can I say? He's kind of tough on a guy, but all joking aside, our nurses, it doesn't matter where you're from, but nurses never get the acknowledgement that they should. Like they're truly guardian angels.
That's true. They're the ones that take care of you when you're in the hospital. I mean, that's just a fact. They're the ones that are keeping you alive and keeping you going.
Right. Right. Yeah. Well, and you reported you're even doing drone jobs again, right, Lauren?
Yep. Yeah. Actually, as soon as a few people found out that I was flying again, I started getting regular phone calls again, and I finished up a job I've been on for the last 18 months. I had to do final shots on that, and then and they were happy with it, so they gave me 2 more jobs.
That's good. Good. And now you're able to drive again, right, Lauren?
Oh yeah. Like I wouldn't have even done this job, but last Friday was the first day I was allowed to drive again. So,
So Lauren, I presume what they're afraid of is an airbag going off, right? And
exactly.
Yeah.
They weren't worried about me passing out or anything like that, but basically your chest, like they open you up, right?
Right.
So your chest isn't strong enough to withstand an airbag going off.
Yeah. Yeah.
Makes sense. Yeah, you wouldn't have had that problem in the old days if you're driving like a, whatever, a 64.5 Mustang. You wouldn't have to
You'd
worry
just
about
be
an
crushed
airbag.
by the steering wheel.
Yeah, that'd be a whole nother ball game there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Well,
anyhow,
actually, the simplest thing is I would have pulled a Johnny and rode a motorcycle.
Hey, I don't know. The way the people on those cell phones nowadays, I tell you, me and Marcus talk about it all the time. I don't know. It's different now.
I just don't like riding in town. I'm just never comfortable, Johnny. If I'm going out of town someplace, great. But
I mean, bad enough when you're in your car. That's all you. And listen, I mean, man, I definitely, I, of course, got the hands-free stuff and all that. But man, I wish people would definitely quit texting while they're driving. And you hear of an accident, and that's the first thing that you think. And I mean, and listen, it might not happen like that, but it's in your mind, that hey, they must have been texting. Well, which we probably shouldn't say that, but Yeah.
You're right, Johnny. I almost never drive any place. I don't see somebody either with a phone glued to their ear or this going on. Never make a drive without seeing that at some point.
Absolutely,
Even a short drive.
Well, it's funny because on motorcycle, I've been to basically every one of your guys' states, and
Hawaii. Hey, so while we got a little bit of a break, I want to give a plug to Johnny Drone Flyer and his nice list guide. Now, the only problem I see is it's so small, an old man like me can't read it. But I'll tell you what, it looks really good.
Hey, I should have sent you the big copy, I guess.
and during that trip, I come back with a whole bunch of these.
Oh wow!
The Iron Bud. Yeah.
Iron Bud is what, 1,000 miles in 24 hours? Is that what Iron?
Well, they got a bunch of different ones. Yeah.
Do they?
Well,
okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Basically, I was doing the Four Corners tour. I don't know if you've heard that one.
Yeah.
But,
I'm doing it now with the drones though, Lauren. So it's different,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got the Pacific.
You must get better range than I do.
I got good eyes.
I was able to fly both the Atlantic and Pacific this year.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Okay, folks, let's get into our agenda tonight. Now, just off top of the heap here is who plans to take advantage of the Amazon Prime Day sale on the 16th and 17th, which is Tuesday, Wednesday this week. There's probably plenty of drone or drone-related gear on that sale. So, Johnny, you have a couple things in your cart?
Well, my granddaughter is going away to college, so she put a cart together, and we each have a different, like I have electronic stuff to get for her. So, yeah, I put some stuff. Lauren.
That's a classic. That is a classic right there. Zoom, zoom, zoom.
That's not the Mavic Pro Classic. That's just the Mavic Pro.
No, that's a Mavic 2 Zoom.
Zoom.
Yeah.
Wow.
Lauren, are you giving that away tonight? Is that tonight's prize?
I guess so.
So that you probably cannot buy that on Amazon Prime.
No, you probably can't.
Yeah.
No, but hey, check out the deals. There's always some deals. Amazon. I mean, I was looking today, and of course they got some early Prime deals. But hey, there'll be some starter RC accessories. There'll be.
I was going to say our friends
DJI's got some stuff. Autel's been running that ad. I know 40% off, and they made all the power banks. It looks like they're on sale. So those are all good items for drone.
Now that looks good. There you go.
No, that's the Mavic Pro.
Yep.
That's the original Mavic Pro.
Yeah, that's the original right there.
Yep. Yeah. I was before we went on air. I was showing Ron. I'm charging up my controller and stuff. I'm going to go fly this weekend. It's been a long time since I flew it, so I'm going to go fly it.
A
lot of people call that the first great folding drone.
Yes.
No question it is. No question about it. So, Ron, is this when you want me to do my my plug for the other kind of drone deal going on?
Let's work through a couple of our thoughts and prayers, and then we'll get to that. Okay, I want to send prayers out to Brian Mackey and Mike Wright and anyone else who's in the had to deal with Hurricane Beryl last week. It caused a lot of damage in Texas and the South, especially in the Houston area where they were out of power for days out there. And I believe they all have their power back now. Johnny, do you do anything more? Any more people that had?
No, I actually text Brian. Yeah, he got his power back, and he was at least able to get his air conditioning going. He's still, he had a tree through his house, but yeah, he's doing the best he could do right now. So hey, yeah, prayers out to him.
You've been through all that same thing in years
past. Yeah, and everybody, listen, when the power goes off, you want it immediately, and you hear the same. I know, I heard the stuff from Texas, just like we hear when we have a storm, and you'll hear from the people in Florida. It's not fast enough and all that. But those guys, look, it's not easy to get up in them bucket trucks, and you got every pole down, and so it's not an easy job, So prayers out to those guys because hey, they're they're trying to get your lights back on. Believe me, they want to get. A lot of them come from other states and they want to get back home.
Yeah. So prayers for all those folks. And another thing to be concerned of: much of the U.S. has experienced extreme heat conditions for over a week now. So anyone without shelter or air conditioning, you want to keep them in your thoughts and prayers. And everybody in the chat tonight. I don't know where you guys are, but type in whatever the temperature is at your house right now. Let us know who's got the hottest temperatures right now. And we'll take a quick thing around the panel here live. Marcus, what's the temperature in Boise?
I just looked, 98 degrees.
Oh, wow.
98. Johnny, what's your temperature?
We're at 86 right now. They got a little cloud cover, and of course, it's 8 o'clock here, so it's cooling down.
Lauren, what's the current temperature in Calgary?
Well, I'm going to give it to you in Celsius. We're at 31 Celsius.
Yeah, so that's about, 62. And so you're about the low 90s.
Yeah, sounds about right.
It sounds like I'm the cool man. I have a cool, balmy 79 degrees here at the Jersey Shore. But I think this was our highest day of the year. I was in the upper 80s at some point today. In the chat here, we got Big Orange Drone Flyer, Zach. He's at 94. Probably should put where you're at too. John Olson, I know he's up there in Long Island. He's at 82.
Hey, I didn't mean to share that yet, Ron. So
go keep it up.
Okay.
Arizona Drone Dude 110. Ward 77. Ridge Flyer is 81. So USA Drone Flyer. That's Captain Joe. He's right down the road from Johnny. He's 88 humidity, and it feels like 108. So that's pretty darn hot, Captain Joe. Okay, Marcus has a little something he wants to promote here. Fimi has been in the news a little bit lately, and they have something new to offer, don't they, Marcus?
Yeah, this is kind of interesting, and the reason that I'm even bringing it up here is because the $399 price tag on it. It's the Fimi X8 Tele. So, pardon me, it's the same Fimi drone that we're all used to. The X8 that's been out since 2018. But that said, it's a pretty good flying drone. But they're putting this tele camera on here. So, they're saying 30x hybrid zoom, but supposedly it has a wide angle and tele on there. So I don't know what the native zoom is on the second camera, but it's there. So just wanted to point that out for anybody. Just price wise, it's $400. It's a pretty good performing product. And then they're including, I don't know who the heck needs it, but a megaphone module. Is that anything you guys are interested in? A megaphone? Not me.
Well, I'd love to fly over and yell at people from a megaphone.
Yeah.
Well, I guess if you're search and rescue type of person.
And we've got, Ron and I have a good friend that is a big Fimi fan, and that's one of the reasons that I wanted to bring it up as well. And in fact, I know that he ordered this particular drone.
Richard has pre-ordered it, and believe that $60 off, because even with the Fimi Mini X3 or whatever they call it, the Fimi Mini 3, it was only, the money off did last a little while, and then it went up to $349.
Yeah, so this July,
that $399 won't last forever.
Yeah, July 19th. So you got just a few days to take advantage of it, and it is at their store on AliExpress.
Yeah.
Is
I believe you can order directly from Fimi too. So that's probably the two best sources.
Yeah. Well, I think Fimi kind of directs you to their store at all. Most of the time to their
I
store.
can never figure that out either.
But anyway, enough of that. Just wanted to let people know about it. $400 doesn't sound like too bad of a deal.
Yeah, they say it's the Fimi's first drone with 2 cameras on it.
That's exactly right. Exactly right. And that it is a known quantity. Lauren, you were going to say something.
Yeah, totally off topic here. Is anybody heard from Michael Wright?
I texted him one day since the storm.
No, I had a very, very funny run-in the other day. Gentleman got out of a pickup truck with Texas plates on, and he was an exact doppelganger of Mike Wright.
Oh, wow.
Now, what would a Texan be doing in Calgary right now, Lauren? I mean,
Stampede.
Yeah.
You know. But the funny thing is, he was an exact doppelganger, and I said, Mike, I run up to this guy and I go, Mike, what are you doing here? Right? And he looks at me, and you know, good old Texas drawl and the whole 9 yards. It's like, who the hell are you? You know? I said, stop playing games, Mike. You know, it's like he says, who the hell are you? You know, but
and, you know, Mike does like to go for long drives. I can see him going for a long drive winding up in Calgary.
So it was kind of funny, but I ended up talking to the guy for about 20-25 minutes, and it took a while to convince him that he looked like somebody that I knew.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise him to see Barkley up there now, because he gets around. I can tell you that.
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
We've got some good friends that are up at the Stampede right now. They're on the board of the Pendleton Roundup. So I guess the various rodeos, they visit each other's locations. So they got invited up to the Stampede, and they're there for the week.
Well, that was last week. It ended
last week. Yeah.
So,
okay, we got a DroneNation deal today. It's not actually a drone here, but we may have some pop-up drone deals when we see what happens tomorrow and Wednesday. But for right now, it's the 360 Ace Pro. This is not related to the Amazon Prime. This is right on their own website. And the Insta360 X3 are both currently on sale for $349. And there may even be some Amazon Prime deals on drones over the next days. So these are, I think, are both like $100 off. I think the X3 was $399, so that's only $50 off. But the Ace Pro may be $100 off, something like that, or whatever. So these aren't giant drops in price, but they are drops in price. And both the cameras are, you know, very well regarded among users. The Ace Pro is a strict action camera that a lot of people prefer over the GoPro and the DJI Action cameras because of the 8K and other things. And the X3 is a 360 camera, the previous generation to the current X4. So just something to keep in mind if you're looking for either an action camera or a 360 camera. So anybody else have any deal? Marcus had your deal already.
Well, I got another one for you, and I'm not exactly sure what the price, but I can give you a preview of a drone that isn't even for sale yet, that hasn't even been introduced, that was sent to me for review. So yeah, you know, as a YouTuber, we're always looking to get in on those kind of deals, to get drones before they're released to the general public and get a chance to fly them. In this case, it's the WePhone WF40. I really don't know much about it yet, but I'm going to fly it and find out. It's I think next week or something. They're going to put it for sale on Amazon. So just wanted to show you. I do get some pre-release drones once in a while.
Hey, that's cool. Hey, that's
are you under any DNA on that?
They didn't give me any DNA at all. So yeah, I'm going to get that sucker out and give it a flight. Yeah.
Lauren's been having that drone, right, Lauren?
Yeah.
Lon is annoyed. Yeah, I get you, Lon. Everybody was hoping for that.
Lon's right on cue here, because guess what our next story is?
Uh-oh.
The DJI Action 5 Pro. And of course, today they've even leaked there's a DJI Action 5 that's not a Pro. So there's two cameras coming, according to the leaks and rumors, of course. We're on pictures, Marcus. The leaked photos from Igor, that's our good friend over at Quattro News, shows that it retains the same 1/1/3 sensor from the Action 4, when everyone was hoping for the 1-inch sensor, including Lon, on this model. It also retains the f2.8 aperture from the previous model, too. That's the Action 4. And the camera has already received a FCC grant, so the summer release is not out of question. So thoughts on this, gentlemen? I'm going to actually show the pictures here, Bob.
Let's look at those pictures.
Yeah, I didn't see that. Man.
Yeah.
So it's interesting that there's going to be a regular and a pro version. You got to wonder what the difference might be.
Lon says it's probably the stupid stack sensor.
Yeah. That could be. Yeah, there's some interesting pictures there.
Let me make that big here. Can you guys see that?
Yeah.
See where it's at Action 5, no Pro on the side of it?
No Pro, yeah.
And then let me go try to scoot the other one up here.
And it says Pro. I see that. Yeah. Look at that.
Let me make it big.
Yeah.
And see, it gives you those dimensions. I told you the sensor side there, the aperture, and the field of view, which I believe that field of view is either the same exact as the Action 4 or very similar.
Well, I'll tell you, the Action 4 is just quite simply the best action camera I've ever laid my hands on. I wish that DJI still put out the form factor of the Action 2, because I really liked that, and I realize I'm probably a minority, and it's probably a fairly narrow market, because you can't really consider the Action 2, I think, an action camera, because it wasn't completely waterproof and all that stuff. However, I did like that form factor. I hope they don't abandon that altogether.
And real quick here's the FCC ID approval number for the Action 5 Pro, at least. So it's all, it was some question whether that was approved or not, and Igor even put those numbers up too. So let me unshare this here.
They're throwing a pro word around a lot lately in a lot of companies, huh? That's kind of.
I see Barkley says he's going to buy 2 of them.
the pro and the non-pro.
Yeah.
He just said on the Action 5. He don't say nothing about the Action 5 Pro. So yeah.
Okay. Now, what do you think could differentiate the 5 regular from the 5 Pro if it's not a 1-inch sensor?
Man, I got no idea. I wouldn't even know where to start. And let's leave Lauren out of this conversation.
Lauren, you know nothing on this one?
Absolutely nothing.
Schultz doesn't know anything.
Schultz knows nothing. Yeah.
No approval for the Action 5, not Pro.
Yeah, well, interesting. It'll be interesting to see what it is. All I know is, you got to feel sorry for GoPro, because DJI is just accelerating on past them with their action cameras. That's my humble opinion. I don't know what you guys think, but
Zach says he hopes the Pro has longer battery life.
Oh, that's possible. Yeah,
possible. Maybe GoPro will try to get the Action 5 banned, and that way they can, build.
Yeah. GoPro will rock it right back.
Yeah.
DJI when the ban takes effect.
I mean, just build a better camera. That would be the.
Hey, but let's be completely fair, Ron. You have the Action 12, is that correct? Or excuse me,
well, I do have the Action 12, but I can't talk about it yet.
Yeah, you got the Hero 12, is that correct?
Hero 12, the current
and it's
one.
Been pretty trouble-free for you, right?
I pretty much remember I was telling you one time I was using it indoors and it did shut off. Didn't overheat, but it did shut off on me and using it indoors at one point. So not as rock solid as the Action 4, but much better than my previous couple Heroes.
Yeah, so when I soured on GoPro was the Hero 10. I lost so much work with that darn thing. So, but it'll be perfectly fair. They definitely have improved.
I hope the Action 5 is good, because that way I can buy one of you guys as Action 4. That's that.
There you go. Now, do you expect to see a huge price hike with this Action 5 Pro over the? I think when the Action 4 was released, I think it was released at $399. I think it currently sells for $299, but you expect to see a jump over the $399 with the Pro Monica because DJI has been surprisingly keep holding a line on the prices in the last year.
Good point, Ron.
The Mini 4 Pro, the Action 4, and the DJI Air 3 all held a line on prices.
That's good point.
These models.
Yeah. Well, no doubt the Pro moniker will give them a reason to crank up the price. There's no question about it. Depending on what it is, I mean, at this point,
a lot of people are guessing 8K that compete with the Insta360 action camera.
Yeah, well, that wouldn't be. Well, I suppose what you could do is to rationalize 8K, you could crop in on that video or picture more, couldn't you, Ron? And still have a 4K. Yeah. So that, maybe.
Hey, Ron's he's making a better point than I made in the chat. The Nevada 2 was maybe the all-time ideal, a much better drone and much cheaper than the Nevada 1.
I agree. So, Lauren, when did you say that Air 3S is going to hit the table? Just curious.
Yep.
I try to get him. I try to catch him off guard.
You can't get old Sergeant Schultz.
Let me ask you a question. Have you started saving your money?
Uh-oh.
You know me. I've always got money saved up for a new drone, Lauren. Always.
Okay. Yeah.
Look, I've got a couple things up for sale, Lauren. Actually, I sold mine.
Start saving because it's not going to be too much longer.
Okay.
Yeah, you're starting to see a couple leaks again. Just yesterday or the day before, so it kind of went away for a while. But hey,
I was gonna say that's one of our stories there, John. I'm going to skip right down to it. The Air 3S rumors have seemed to slow down recently, and we might not see it this summer because we had Ken Donauer show a couple weeks ago, and he said usually the testers have in their hands like 45 days ahead of time, and he had nothing.
No, because they had problems in testing.
Okay.
And maybe he's not a tester. I don't know.
No.
He made the point that he's got.
I know somebody who is.
He has a good streak of 5 DJI drones in a row or something like that. So
that is a YouTuber's dream to be a DJI pre-release tester.
Unless they're not working good.
Yeah, it still would be that. No. I'd love to do that.
Still be fun. It still definitely be fun.
Yeah.
So anyhow, so that story's out the window. I mean, I guess our good buddy Igor's been so busy with the action rumors, he hasn't been able to post much on the Air 3, and he was busy with his bicycle rumors, the DJI bicycle engine. What? Do you understand the whole bicycle part thing?
Well, it's the powertrain. It's the center hub of where the crank is at. It's the way the DJI one works. Just, Johnny and you and I were talking about that, right? That we were shocked by the price, $7,000 or whatever. Well, just about a little bit after that, I went to, we've got a new sporting goods store called Shield.
Oh, yeah, you was telling me, yeah.
That opened up. Let me tell you what, they had e-bikes in there that were $10,000. I mean, wow. I was stunned at some of the prices on those e-bikes. And it's interesting looking at the different versions of them. They have old man versions for guys like us, and they have young guy versions that are definitely So anyway, there's just a lot of so if we think about that DJI e-bike at $7,000, it's really not that far out of the realm, and it's probably pretty high quality too.
Yeah, it's just and that's the base price of it. I guess it could have a longer battery or different type, and maybe different gears. I don't know. It's pretty interesting though that those prices. Yeah, you can look up. I mean, you can get cheaper e-bikes, that's for sure, but that's not a typical bike. I mean, that's a mountain bike. Yeah.
So another comment is if you think about DJI as a company, and people have complained that they keep coming out with drones. Well, they're in it to make a profit, right? So I guarantee you they looked at that e-bike phenomenon and they said, you know what? We want a piece of that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm sure that's why they're building those.
Now, is that product available for sale in the U.S. yet, or is that just something that's coming in the future?
It was a specific company that had it integrated into their bicycle. I didn't pay any attention, Ron. I'm not sure.
Yeah, You can
just so
order
you
it, I
know that
believe.
for the New Year's, DJI is getting out of drones and going strictly into bikes.
You gotta, Lauren, you gotta save that one for April 1st for the next.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So we're gonna have an e-bike meetup instead of a drone meetup. Is that what you're
There
saying?
you go. Yeah.
Yeah, but they'll try
everybody's
to
gonna ride
ban
their
them
bike.
too. They'll say they're when you're biking along, you're transmitting data back to
Yeah,
the
absolutely.
military.
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody have any more thoughts on the Action 5 Pro, or should we move on?
I want one. That's my thought.
Any prediction to when you think that'll be released, Marcus?
Well, I think it's probably forthcoming pretty quick. They'll probably try and get the jump on
GoPro.
GoPro with their GoPro typically releases in September, I believe.
September, right.
Yeah, so I'll bet you we'll see it.
And they beat him to the punch last year. It came out. The Action 4 came out.
We'll
Johnny,
the Action 4 came out and GoPro announced it like the next day or something. I think
Yeah.
So I'm going to get off the thing just for a little bit here off the path. There's a big rumor that this is the year GoPro is going to release their new 360 camera, and they've been working on it for years, and it's going to like really push the envelope. It's even going to have more resolution than the 8K Insta360 current model, but that's more about that later. This is the early stages of discussion, but they could have something. Jay Bird, thank you so much. Welcome back, and thanks for the super chat. We all got to meet Jay Bird in Florida at the meetup, Great Florida Drone Meetup. Him and his wife, his lovely wife, and his one child or two children.
I think he had one girl, one daughter. Yeah,
one girl. Okay, so yeah, nice meeting Jay Bird. Good to see you back, my man. Okay, moving on to another story here. This is I hate to harp on this stuff, but it was kind of some new information here. The Senate version of the NDAA holds off on the DJI drone ban demand. The Senate Armed Services Committee has released its version of the National Defense Authorization Act, which notably admits the demand to ban new DJI drones from entering the U.S. market. The House passed its version of the bill last month with the provisions to stop the FCC from issuing new licenses for DJI over national security concerns. But the Senate's decision to exclude the ban from its version of the NDAA reflects a more cautious approach towards the issue. DJI drones are widely used across various sectors, including agriculture, infrastructure, and public safety. And a sudden prohibition would disrupt ongoing projects and impede progress in critical areas. Marcus, you have something to say on this?
Well, I'm just going to say that it's obviously that's good news, right? You can't argue that's good news. However, don't get too excited yet, because what happens is that bill will go into what they call reconciliation between the House and the Senate, and then that's where they argue back and forth about what that end bill looks like, and they make all kinds of compromises. So there's potential that could end up back in there during reconciliation. So you never know.
It could be either. It could be worse or better. I mean,
gosh, if they're hell bent on a ban, I mean, I don't know. There's got to be a better way to write that bill than to just cut it off instantly. But anyway.
Let's go to Lauren. He hasn't been on the show since kind of all this mess popped up, a while back. And from a Canadian, from an outsider, maybe his views are a little bit more unbiased. Lauren, what do you think of this? Can I call it a mess? That's going on in the U.S. Congress and Senate.
As far as I'm concerned, yes. To me, the whole thing stinks to high heaven of it's just politically motivated, not anything to do with a security. Because, many people have said it, and I'll just repeat it. If there's such a security risk, cut them off instantly, right now. Because otherwise, you're just showing your hand that this is politically motivated. Unfortunately, where the U.S. goes, Canada usually follows. So, I hope that we don't end up dealing with it. But the dumb thing is, like I say, if it's such a big deal, then cut them off now, right? Stop playing games.
Well, like I said earlier, if it does happen and Canada gets all the new drones and we don't, all of a sudden you're going to see the Snake River Canyon move to Canada.
Well, and the funny thing is that reading the bills that I have so far is that I hear a lot of American friends say that, well, we'll just buy our drones from Canada. It doesn't matter. You still won't be able to fly them in the U.S.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
Well, so you don't think you could even activate it? Is that what you're saying?
right.
Yeah. Yeah. But I think the bigger point is that you would be flying illegally if you did,
Yep.
because if it doesn't have an FCC approval,
Yep.
yeah, well, I mean, there's people that do that stuff, I guess, but I wouldn't.
Well, that and now that they're talking with Autel is now part of the whole thing. So you're getting rid of the market's probably biggest contenders, and we've got Skydio, but realistically, are they any good? No, not in real world.
Well, and plus they just don't make consumer drone. Well, I'm talking just from a consumer perspective. They dumped us like a hot potato, didn't they?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like our friends at Parrot.
Yeah.
Same with
all of that, but then they, it's like, well, why aren't you guys supporting us? Why aren't you supporting us? Well, what happened to you? Just like you say, you drop us like a hot potato and you want us to stand up for you? Not a chance, buddy.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah. And Lauren, what you said before about Canada phone, the Europeans say the same thing. Even though this law doesn't affect them right away, they said, the laws here usually trickle down over to Europe.
Well, probably the biggest difference is the fact that the way your guys' regulations and ours are done is entirely a different thing, right? And I will take our regulations over your guys any day, because ours is based on a risk assessment, not on feelings.
Can I translate for everybody, Canadian to American? Yep. What Lauren is saying is the Canadians use common sense. That's what he's saying.
Yep.
Lauren, would you like to train some politicians? We can send you some nice politicians that help you with your rules and regs.
No, we don't tend to shoot our presidents or our candidates. Although I'll tell you, there's a lot of people I know right now would like to send a little bit of lead downrange for one of ours.
Hey, not to change the subject, but that you were telling us about a guy that you met last week from Texas up in Calgary.
Oh yeah, he's in the chat.
He just joined the chat here.
There he is.
Yeah. And if you see, I said, Michael, are your ears burning? just so you know, Michael Wright. I'll tell you the story. What happened with me like last week? I met a gentleman getting out of a Ford pickup truck with Texas plates on him, and he was your absolute doppelganger. And we talked for half an hour, him trying to convince me that it was not you. I mean, this guy looked exactly like you, and it was just amazing.
And he had Texas plates.
Yes.
He didn't have any drones in the back, did he?
No, not that I know of.
Yeah, there was a giveaway.
I don't know what you drive, Mike, but this guy was driving a brown Ford pickup.
Mike's
has a Ford pickup, doesn't he?
Yeah, he drives a Ford pickup. Yeah.
He does have a Ford pickup. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Lauren, quick question. What about the Spectre drones? I mean, where does that, I mean, what do you feel about, like, if DJI gets banned, is it easy as rebranding that drone or getting a license agreement? I mean,
all depends on how they write the legislation, because if they're going to stick to the country of origin,
right,
it's going to be really tough. They need to, how they're going to identify origin, right? Because if that technology and stuff like that is, in fact, Chinese, then even if they built it in Canada, right?
Right.
If the technology and stuff is from China, how do you define the origin?
Yeah, because some of the DJI drones say made in Malaysia and some say made in China, I think.
We've got two favorites that says made in Malaysia, right?
Yeah. So,
and the thing being is that's one thing that they're really going to have to watch is that anything that they market from these other companies, they better make darn sure that it says Malaysia, not China,
Hey, Lauren, a little bit kind of similar, but a little bit off subject is the Mini 4K. I know it's made in Malaysia. Is that available in Canada yet?
No.
Yeah, you haven't seen it. That's kind of interesting because I know it's one of the markets they said it would be in all of North America. But
you're talking the newest one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Mini 4K. This is the Mini, the rebranded Mini 2.
Yeah. To be honest, I don't recall seeing it.
Yeah.
I won't give a hard absolute that it's not available, but I haven't seen it.
Yeah, understood.
Okay, another crazy story here. Kind of what we were saying before, the U.S. lawmakers won't give up on this. U.S. lawmakers want drones added to the U.S. security threat probe of Chinese smart cars. U.S. lawmakers are calling upon the Commerce Department this time to include Chinese drones in the evolving regulations for connected vehicles. Members of the House Select Committee on Chinese Communist Party in particular have outlined concerns regarding espionage capabilities of Chinese-made drones, including DJI. Lawmakers now fear that Chinese drones could be used for espionage, data theft, or even malicious interference with critical infrastructure. They argue the same national security concerns are justify regulating connected vehicles should also apply to drones. They point out that both technologies are increasingly connected and reliant on data sharing, making them potential targets for cyber attacks and data breaches. Marcus,
can I give you one better, Ron? So we were just talking about Autel being added to that covered list. Do people know who Autel is? Autel, they're not primarily. They build automotive diagnostic tools that plug right into that OBD2 port on your car. And there is a ton of information there. So if anybody is worried about Autel drones, they should be worried more about their diagnostic tools because they can download everything. It is connected often to the internet. So it's just this is such a big rabbit hole you could go down with all this stuff. Right. I don't know where it ends.
Well, let's look at what about Tesla, right? That car's got more cameras on it than cars got liver pills, and they've got a Chinese-made version, and communication runs two ways, folks. It doesn't run just one way.
Lauren, your new Toyota that you've got ordered is going to be spying on you from the first day you drive it home. It's going to know everywhere you drove. It's going to know every time you hit the brakes. And
I finally got a date.
Good.
Oh, really?
Good.
Yeah. Good. 11 months.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
So you'll have a 2025?
No, it's going to be a 24, unfortunately. But,
Okay.
But the point of it is all of our new cars have telematics on them. And by telematics, that means that your car is always communicating with home base, with GM or Ford or whoever the manufacturer. It's always connected. They know what's going on with your car. They know every time you hit the brakes. They know every time you hit the accelerator. All of that information is available. And, so there again, you go back to a drone that you're flying. I don't know. It just, like I said, it's such a huge rabbit hole that it's hard to wrap your head around it.
Does it seem like these lawmakers won't give up drones because it got maybe taken out of that other bill, the CC County CC bill or whatever, or that defense bill? Now they're trying to work it in a bill that has nothing to do with it. They're trying to work it in a connected car bill. In other words, they're trying to put these drone laws in any bill they can slip the thing.
They can slip it into that. Yeah. I think you're absolutely right.
Yeah. Put it in something nobody's going to read.
Yeah.
Again, they try to slip it in on us.
We know Johnny's Hyundai is spying on him.
Absolutely, yeah. Hey, I mean, look, the insurance apps. You know, you can agree to let the insurance see how you drive and all that. So I mean, they can get all the information they want from
Yeah.
your
So
phone,
that's what they found
your
out.
car, your router. I mean, that's the drone is probably one of the last things they would worry about.
Hey, so I got to ask you guys a question. So you guys know I race my Corvette, right? I go out to the racetrack and race it. So
well, there goes the warranty.
Well, actually, believe it or not, GM warranties that, Lauren.
I know.
They could blow that up out at the racetrack and it's under warranty. But however, you wonder about the insurance company, right? If they know exactly when you hit the throttle and you're doing, 120 miles an hour in less than a quarter of a mile, is there somebody? Are there the veins popping on somebody's neck at Farmers Insurance? I don't know. I wonder about that.
They're probably saying
checklist, and you'll be like, you're gonna get a letter that you're gonna be not renewed.
They're probably saying you bloody well better have won.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
that was a rabbit hole. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I mean, kind of the thing of this story is that they're going to do anything to put this drone bill. They're going to put in anything they can put it in. I mean, and the Chinese car thing. I mean, with drones, basically, we have no choice over here. We have no real choice besides DJI. If we do have a second choice, it's Altel. Try and ban both. But cars, we have plenty of the car choices over here. If a Chinese car can't come, we got so many car choices we don't know what to do with here. But we can't say that with drones.
With drones, yeah. And even I've seen even some of those lawmakers that are pro drone ban, they admit that. They admit that there really is no American counterparts. So it just makes you wonder, are they just trying to get us out of the air? Is it just a way to get average consumers out of the air?
I mean, Marcus, it'd basically be okay. Say if the American car, Ford and GM would be going out, but almost every car company in the world went out of business except for Toyota, right? Toyota was the only car maker still left, and then the government decides to ban them.
That's right.
Right?
Me and Johnny would be buying horses.
Get back to the motorcycles, I guess.
Well, Johnny has golf carts, so he's okay.
But guess what my golf cart?
They don't come from China, do they, Johnny?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, the one I have, yes.
Oh boy. Okay, Lauren's got a delivery date of September 1st.
That's right, for his Toyota.
So it'd still be summer.
Yeah, kind of. and I'm going to Idaho on the 15th.
Nice.
Got to break it in somehow.
Yeah, hell yeah.
There you go. Okay, let's see. We already talked about the Air 3S rumors. Lauren gave us a little secret information there. Okay, here I want to play this. I want to play this video here. I'm gonna read it. Marcus, would you read number 8 for me as I get the video playing here?
Number 8. Number 8. Oh gosh, I got to bring it up here, Ron.
Oh, I don't mean put your spot. I'll read it.
No, I can. Just give me a chance here.
I'm gonna get the video up here.
Well, I was gonna read it, but it doesn't show on my screen. Okay. Oh, there we go. Number 8. I'm scrolling down. Lauren gave us several hand landing teaching sessions back in April while at the South Florida Drone Meetup. Oh, and now we're going to learn about the kind of lipstick that Lauren uses.
There you go.
Yeah. But anyway, I'll tell you, Lauren, I got to tell you, we all learned something from you there in Florida, and I absolutely appreciate it. And I saw a lot of people using your technique. So here we go.
So hold that down, right? And you hold that down. So as soon as that's already, as soon as you let go, those props are going to start. Okay? It was done. And I'm not. Don't know. Just spread out the props. I don't know something like that. Okay. All right.
We're spreading out the props.
There we go. So now hold it above your head, right? And then let go.
That's Ken Hoffbauer starting the video there.
Pull itself out of your hand. Okay. Right? Don't let go. Right? Just hold it lightly. Let it pull itself out of your hand. Right? If you just let go, well, yeah. Right? This is what I do. No, they just put landing lights. I think you were smoking, Gary.
Sorry, we're buffering here.
So now, when you're going to do a catch for the beginners, tip your camera straight down. Okay? And I'm going to put you into sport mode. The reason for that being is that turns off all your side obstacle avoidance. So bring it down to about eye level. Okay? Put your hand under it and wait for it to go up. Now, when it goes up like that, it now sees your hand as the ground, right? And you're going to push down on the stick and watch that camera. As soon as that camera goes to level, it's gone to landing mode, okay? And see how my hand is here now? But as soon as it goes into landing mode, let go of this stick. Because it's going to land. And you're going to change your hand from a flat to a grasping position, right? So just watch now. Stick pulled down, there. See, my hand's off the stick. Okay. And we put it into a position like that. And yeah, I've never landed without taking my hand off. Wrong thing to do. Wrong thing to do. The reason being is because it's coming.
All right. Lauren, what I found interesting is on the hand landing thing, when you tell them to, once you put in the landing mode, to take your hand off the stick and just let it come down in landing mode.
Makes so much sense. Yeah.
Yeah, because the simplest thing is where guys chew up their hands the most. It is the fact that they accidentally cross channel on their and they turn the drone a little bit, right? Because they're trying to concentrate on too many things at the same time, especially like if you're nervous. And I should have showed it there, but like simplest thing is if all of a sudden you don't like what's happening, pull your hand away. Just let it land.
Right.
There's no sense in getting yourself hurt.
I may have done that before, Lauren.
Got yourself hurt?
Stick down. A little bit of a cut. Yeah. There was blood.
Yeah. How can I do this here? I'm going to share this. Whoop, sorry. Wrong button. And there.
There it is.
Soon as you share that, then I'm going to. Here's how you don't do it.
Oh wow!
It gets better. It gets better.
He cut himself already.
His beer.
Something.
Got his beer.
Beer.
Then he's looking at his arm.
He's all messed up.
Yeah, don't do it that way, folks.
I think drones is the least of his problem.
Now, Lauren, is there a different technique if you're using an old Phantom style drone?
Those are easy. Those are easy. If you've seen what I posted today, it was me doing a hand catch with a Phantom from 7 years ago. Like the Phantoms got those nice big long legs on them, right? You just grab the side of one of them legs, right, and piece of cake. The only thing is with those, it took quite a bit longer for the motors to stop. So,
hey, Lauren, you could do it with the V-Cop that you only get cut half as bad. No, it's easy. The V-Cop is really easy to catch because of the battery.
Because it's hanging down there, right?
Yeah.
And you're quite a ways away from the.
Oh yeah, absolutely. No, but a lot of people, like Marcus said, I know you did that. I think Friday too, when we were out at the lighthouse, and some people were doing it Sunday.
There were people practicing hand launching and hand catching that whole weekend. Yeah.
Well, speaking of that, Marcus, in the video I hope to get released tomorrow when we're flying the Air 3. The lady who flies from
Tanya,
and behind me, Tanya Gale's practicing her hand launching.
Yeah,
and she successfully hand launches. But when she's hand landing, she has a little bit of an incident back there. But I think she eventually got it hand landed.
Right?
Yeah.
At $29.95 a lesson, Lauren didn't do too bad. I'll tell you.
No, Oh,
he
paid
paid
for
for
my
us
trip.
to trip down. Yeah, yeah. And now, Lauren, your hand landing thing came in very timely because unfortunately the day before on Saturday out at the park, not Dolman Park. What's the main park?
Oh,
The Jessica Causeway Bridge.
Dubois or
The Jessica Causeway. Our good friend Hot
Oh.
Rod Daytona, Rod Hansen, he had a bad accident. He cut his hand up real bad on a hand catch.
No, he was.
Were you a witness to that at all?
He fired up his FPV drone, Ron.
Yeah, he had a malfunction with his FPV drone. Like it armed itself or whatever. I'm not sure exactly what happened, but like I seen kind of the aftermath of it, and
he was cut real bad.
He
He
said it cut pretty bad.
It malfunctioned, but I'm not going to comment on something I didn't actually see. Or so.
Yeah, I only saw the aftermath. I just assumed he was doing his hand was cut off. I just assumed he had his hand on the drone at the time.
Yeah. Let me get serious for just 1 second. So, cutting your fingers or your hand, that's bad enough, right? But one of the points that Lauren makes is when you're launching, you're holding it above your head, because what you don't want is that thing anywhere near your eyes or your face or anything like that could cut you up pretty bad.
Well, not just that. I'll go after you. Go ahead, Mark.
Well, the only other point I was going to make is it wasn't a drone, but there was a gentleman with an RC helicopter that he literally killed himself with an RC copter hitting him in the head. So, yeah, Lauren.
Well, the other thing is I teach to do it above the head because I have seen props explode, right? And you want that above your head so that any shrapnel or anything like that is going to, not hit you, right? And second of all, when it takes off, sometimes they don't take off perfectly straight up. They may go off to the side a little bit. And if it's above your head, you're out of harm's way. Like I say, I teach it in a way that it minimizes the amount of danger. So,
now, Lauren, how did you develop that technique?
Years of looking at people's mistakes, to be honest.
Yeah.
Right.
Seeing what people do and how they got hurt, like watching a lot of videos and stuff. I way back when, like I'm talking 10, 12 years ago, I whacked myself trying to do a hand catch. And that was my first lesson on let's come up with a good way of doing this. So,
hey, so Lon posted a video that I think is important here. I'm going to share and show it here real quick. Ron, if I can find out where I put it. Hang on here just a second.
Who did, Lon?
I got it.
Oh, okay, I see it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, no, I had it up on my screen, and I don't know
Okay.
what the heck I did with it. So I'm going to find it one more time. There it is. Okay, I'm going to share my screen here, and then I'll get it for you here. Share screen. Well, I don't know which tab it is, so we are going to we're going to share.
Take your best shot.
Yeah, entire screen.
Just don't let it be a bad tab.
Yeah. No, that's not that tab. This tab right here. So here we go.
Okay.
It's going to start over here. Hang on. Let's let it cycle. It'll play again. Here's Dobo.
Oh, his speedy catch. Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah.
That doesn't look like the Lauren technique.
No.
That's looks cool, but
I call that the baseball style catch.
Well, the thing being is, if you look at it, he's got it down to a fine science, because when he gets probably about 5 or 6 feet away, he lets go of the stick, right? And your drone is going to tip up trying to stop, right?
I think he does more than that, Lauren. I think he hits reverse.
He might, but I don't know if it's necessary.
So that it'll.
He's figured it out, right?
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
So that drone comes in and it's kind of sliding, and it's tipped so that his hand just grabs it.
It pitches up.
Yep.
Yeah.
I have a good technique of hand catching too. Once the propeller stopped moving the landing pad, then I hand catch it.
Yeah, pick it up. How long? I mean, Ron, pick it up. Hey, I gotta say, the drone community is so great. You know, look, you get a text from your buddies. You know, I ain't gonna say what buddy said. You're ugly. So you know, I just, you know, hey,
it wasn't me. I can tell you.
That's not from somebody at a birthday party, is it, Johnny?
No.
Okay.
Oh man, hey, what a great community.
I think it looks like Mike Wright sent Lauren a picture, but is it the real Mike Wright or the doppelganger Mike Wright? It's something.
You should have took a picture with him, Lauren. That's
he sent me a picture, but it says it failed to deliver. So
probably from the doppelganger Mike Wright.
Yeah.
So okay, one more story here on the agenda here. Number 9. Marcus has been testing out the new Fimi Mini 3 drone. Johnny also has it. And Marcus had a problem recently when he was trying to do the orbit in the quick shot modes. Can you tell us a little bit about that issue with the quick shot that you found a workaround in it with it?
Well, yeah. So on that Fimi, there's a couple of different ways to do an orbit, but in their little quick shot menu, similar to
DJI quick shots, correct?
Right. So it's interesting. They call it one-tap videos in all their literature, but when you go into the drone and you look at the icon, it says quick shots, just like DJI. So it's that's a Fimi deal. But it just absolutely would not do an orbit. Every time I touched that orbit, it would move a couple feet and then it would say orbit complete. So I just got a couple seconds. But they have another way that you can do an orbit with the drone. You fly it over the center point, you back it up, hit the button, and it did that just fine. You could set the speed and everything on it. So it was just kind of an interesting little thing. And the video that I was doing was just essentially just to show how the quick shots work on that little Fimi Mini. The Fimi Mini is actually a pretty good little drone. And I know, Johnny, what do you think of it?
Yeah, you know, it's fun. I tell you what, I did a few of the quick shots. They work really good. The camera's good. I only have one battery, so, you know, but yeah. And of course, somebody just wrote about Gorilla Man. He's putting up some nice videos of it, and he's taking it he put it through the ringer there, and it actually did pretty good. I mean, I'm not saying, you know, it's no DJI. I'm not saying that, guys, but you know, I got a great buy on it. It's fun, a different little drone to fly. So that's but it is much better than the Fimi, I guess, Mini SC. It was. I don't know. They had so many.
Yeah. The little X8.
X8, yeah, Fimi, yeah. But this drone is actually pretty good. Pretty good.
Mark, you found another little con in the quick shot mode that they would only shoot in 1080p.
That's the other thing about it is I could not the quick shots are only in 1080p. Well, there may be a way to do it, but I couldn't find it. I tried to switch it into 4K and could not. Now that's just the quick shot modes.
Yeah, I don't think Gorilla Man could do 4K either. So.
Yeah, and Marcus, on a time lapse, it'll do a time lapse, but it doesn't count the pictures. It's recording it, but I don't see anything. And then when you play it back, you'll see the time lapse. So it was kind of weird. I'm gonna have to.
I don't know. I'll have to try that, Johnny. I haven't tried that yet.
Yeah, just try it. See what you think.
Oh, I finally got Michael Wright's pictures. Oh my God.
Oh yeah.
Is it something you can share or not?
Oh yeah.
Oh. Okay.
Oh, why? You want me to share it?
Well, I don't know.
Yeah. Why not?
Yeah.
Okay,
Mike Wright's he's a official DroneNation delegate here.
Yeah. Let's just say this: Mike Wright is a big part of the DroneNation community of drone flyers.
Yes,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
I remember that. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, there you go.
Where's that? Tim Hortons?
No, that was in the lobby.
The lobby.
In the lobby.
Yeah. I recognize that lobby.
The world famous Michael Wright, Akaracho horn. Yeah.
So, well, that covers everything we had on the agenda tonight. Is there anything else? Wait a minute, Lauren. I want to tell this a little bit. And Marcus, we're going to try to tell as good as we can. I'll make it sure it's good. Anybody who's at the South Florida Drone Meetup, especially near the end, like Sunday night, Monday morning, Sunday night, a group of us went out to the Texas Roadhouse. No, what's the Australian restaurant?
Outback.
The Outback Steakhouse down in downtown Jetson Beach or Stewart or something like that. And afterwards, Lauren found kind of a Captain Ray style secret spot where we could fly this railroad trestle at sunset under the bridge. So we all went there after the steak dinner, and we got there right before sunset. The timing was almost perfect, but we all went to fly our drones, and we all were encountered with a flight restriction. It wasn't Class G, which we kind of knew going in. So we all unlocked our drones because you could get permission to fly, Lauren, I believe, up to 100 feet. So, and that was all we needed, really. But so we all thought we were good to go. Then the DJI Geo zones got us. And the unlocking procedure had changed since most of us had done it last time. We could not get a sob that night, somewhat due to even bad Wi-Fi. So the next morning at the hotel. Go ahead, Lauren. You take over.
What do you mean? What do you mean you couldn't get it? I got it.
Not Sunday night?
Yeah.
You flew Sunday night.
I didn't fly because nobody could other than me, nobody could get the unlock.
Oh, I didn't realize you unlocked Sunday night because you did not fly the drone.
No. But we went back the next day and flew it.
Right. The next morning, a different crew went because Marcus and Tanya were part of that Sunday night crew, but they were on their way home by Monday morning. So we picked up Alex Escardo, and we had the Europeans with us both times. So that different group, basically, we traded Alex for Marcus and Tanya.
That's a good trade.
Well, I don't want to say that, but but anyhow, so Lauren got everybody unlocked at the hotel lobby before we went back there, whatever they say, because Alex was a little nervous. I said, go over there. Lauren will help you get the Geo Zone unlocked. And you had to go into a website in your phone. You had to put information in, and you had to have good internet access to do it. It wasn't that complicated, but if you didn't know the steps, it was one little thing in there that could mess you up if you didn't know the steps correctly. So Lauren got everybody unlocked but me because I was busy packing up or something like that. So we get over there and they all start to get flying, and I couldn't get the thing used on unlocked. So Lauren came with the car, helped me get mine unlocked to the app, and we all flew that morning. We all got footage of the Bright Line train down in Florida. So I want to thank Lauren for getting us unlocked, because I had unlocked the DJI Geo zones, but maybe a year or two before that. But the procedure was different at that time than it was that Sunday night in Stewart Beach.
They used to just text you a code, wasn't it, Lauren? Oh,
yeah. But you've got to have some information there to in order to enter in, and that's where people were getting screwed up. They weren't entering the right information.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Let's hope that. I just, through all this rigmarole that's going on with the federal government and drone regs, etc., I wish DJI would just say, okay, enough is enough, and they just say, it's up to you to fly your drone in a safe spot, and maybe give you a warning on screen, but not lock up your drone.
Autel gives you the warning, but they won't lock you out. Yeah.
Anyhow, it was a great example that night of overcoming a lot of obstacles to get our drones in the air, because it wasn't easy, Lauren, that night, or that action the next morning.
There's something shared for you.
Okay, there we go.
That was it.
That's a great shot, Lauren. Look at those boats.
That's kind of the area that we were flying at here.
Right.
I'm going through them kind of quick because these are just the rough raw cuts.
Highway up above that we all know.
Yep.
There's the group.
Yep. That was all the people that were flying there.
There's Alex, the Europeans, you and Lonnie.
Yeah.
I'm back at the car trying to get mine unlocked at that point.
Yeah. Okay, that's.
But that was a good little training session that night. I really enjoyed overcoming obstacles that night and that next morning. And I posted a nice little video on the Bright Line train coming through, so it was definitely worth the effort. Marcus maybe we'll have to return that spot next year.
Yeah, and
maybe you can hit that spot next year.
Well, I don't want to make you guys jealous, but I'm going to bring this Holy Stone drone, and there's no geocodes on it. I can fly it.
I won't tell you what the HS stands for.
But then you wouldn't want to show us the pictures, you know.
Mark, you will have to get still approval because you're not in Class G.
Well, that's absolutely. You get Lance approval, but you don't have to mess around with geozones.
Well, not at this time. Maybe Holy Stone will have the geozones next year.
Yeah.
No.
What do you think the chances of that are?
Somewhere between slim and none, and slim's out of town.
Because they don't give a.
Where you fly your drone.
Yeah.
As long as you buy it. As long as once you're paid for, you do what you want. Yeah. Yeah.
You remember how they had that limit to when a drone was manufactured, it had to have remote ID on it. A lot of those companies, Holy Stone included, they just ignored that. They didn't even. So Holy Stone's solution was that you could buy a little module, but you remember if you read the regulation, it said you had to have standard remote ID, and what that means is built into the drone. So anyway, it was just
the modules are meant for older drones, not new ones.
The modules meant
new ones are standard. The modules for older drones,
right? And there was was it September of 2022 or whatever? They had to have manufacture date. They had to have remote ID, standard remote ID built into the drone. But anyway, it was just funny to watch how some of those Amazon resellers approached it. They weren't even close to being legal.
Yeah, I think that we'll have going forward. They'll just won't make any drones every drone will be under 250 grams. So they don't have to worry about it.
I think that's a lot of it too. I totally agree.
Yeah.
Remote ID? We don't need no stinking remote ID.
The WF-40, it's a sub 250 drone, so yeah.
Yeah, no remote ID. Okay, so that went through the whole agenda there, plus the unlocking story here. Anybody else have anything on the panel that you want to bring up, or we didn't mention, we didn't talk enough about tonight?
I think that about does it. Good show, great show, Lauren. Thanks for being on.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Thanks for being back with us, Lauren. And I want to promote is the Fly for Fun show on the agenda this week, Johnny?
Yeah, we have Xavier Arthur Wednesday, and we'll do some videos at the end and giving away. Philip Koshat donated an RC controller, so we'll be giving this away Wednesday night. So yeah,
cool.
Tune in Wednesday night. Fly for Fun show.
Cool. So yeah, I think that's about it then.
Marcus, you had this, right?
I did. I love that drone. I wish I'd hung on to it, to be honest with you.
If I come down, I'll bring this down. You can have
it. Well, that 2x optical zoom is really cool.
Was that the Pro or the Zoom there?
Zoom.
That was the Zoom.
Zoom.
Not when you got the Fimi coming out with 30 times zoom.
Yeah. Lauren, I believe that was an optical zoom on that bird you showed.
Yes.
Now, Lauren, do you think there'll ever be another DJI consumer drone that has optical zoom on it? Well, no, this is his opinion here. I don't mean
Ron.
Oh.
Zip it.
I know nothing. I see nothing.
I was thinking years in the future or something. Okay. Yeah.
That's the Air 7S. Yeah.
No.
Or the Mavic 6 Pro.
Long before that.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's our dream.
Yeah.
Well, that probably won't be an under 250 gram drone.
No, I don't think you're likely to see a optical zoom on a sub 250.
Yeah, not bloody likely.
Not anytime soon. And I do want to remind everybody, especially Americans, we have the baseball All-Star game tomorrow night between the National League and the American League. John, you know where the game is?
I do not. No, I do not.
And the Phillies set the record for sending the most people to the All-Star team this year.
Yeah, I know our pitcher from LSU, Paul Skeens, is starting. Yeah.
He's from LSU, the phenom with the Pirates?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. You guys got all the guys down there, whatever.
Yeah,
that guy's a phenom.
He's a real deal.
First Britney Spears, and now
well, they have, what's the quarterback for the Redskins this year? I mean, the Commanders, what's his name? Heisman Trophy winner. Daniels.
Yeah.
You got the Heisman Trophy winner. You got Joe Burrow. You got Pete Maravich. LSU is everybody.
Well, hey, it's you ups and downs. That's what sport teams are about.
There you go. All right, folks. Everybody keep cool wherever you are in the country. I know the heat waves continue on. Of course, it is July, so you got to expect some hot weather. Hopefully, wherever you live, you got some cool breezes coming down your street sometime this week, cooling you off. And I saw where 51 drones, Russ said, don't worry about the hot weather and flying your drone. He said, if your drone wants to take off, it's fine. If it's too hot, it won't take off. He said, don't worry about flying in 100-degree weather. The drone will tell you when it's too
tell that to anybody with a DJI Spark.
Or anybody flying with an iPhone.
I found a cure for that.
But Morgan. Yeah, you've been using that little gel pad, right?
Yeah, it works good. I used it today.
Yeah.
But the Spark was particularly sensitive to heat. And you tried flying that thing on a hot day, and we know a friend of ours that had a flyaway. It landed it headed to Morocco from Spain, and it's it's in the ocean someplace.
Mr. Koopy is in the house here. I see
Mr. Koopy. Speaking of Spark, every time I go on Amazon, I see it in the feed. You could buy it on Amazon for $3.99.
Yeah.
Pass.
I had one, sold it, bought one, sold it. So I
been there, done that.
Just saying, the Spark's still around, still for sale.
Yeah, a lot of people like them. I'll tell you what, you can fly it into a brick wall, that's for sure.
Lon's ears perked up. He thought we were talking about the Mavic 4. Okay, here you go. Mike Wright, the All-Star game will be held 6 miles south of me. So I believe that's in Dallas, Fort Worth. Or I believe, is that Arlington, Mike? Where the stadiums are?
Yeah.
Down there in Dallas. Mike, will that game be played indoors with a heat wave? I guess Texas still has heat wave.
Okay, the coolest charging case, though. Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, they did have that kind of cool charging case. I never had it, but it was cool looking. Lauren, you ever play around with the Spark?
No.
And it came in different colors too. The drone, I think it was red. They had a red one, a white one. Yeah. That
was like the first. It wasn't a mini drone. It was DJI's first great small drone.
Mm. Gents, I'm getting called to dinner, so
the show's over. We're just wasting time here. Thanks to everybody on the panel tonight for joining us, especially Lauren making his comeback. Everybody out there, stay cool, fly your drones. We'll see you next Monday. Good night.
Good night, everybody.